showtime.
So, hello everybody all around the globe. This is the FineLiquids community, the very first time in 2022. So, we had a real good time with all of you in the last year. We had several water tastings, and now we are back with you. In January, we had a short break, but now we are back. And we are working still on the techniques, as I see, but we will be here today for you from Heidelberg, Germany. This is Mr. Maik Schneckenberger, water and Biersommelier, Domens certified.
Yes, it is. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, and this is me, Pat Eckert, the CEO of FineLiquids, your premium water lifestyle company. And above, we have Mr. Milan Patel from the UK. So, hello, Milan. How are you in the UK, London?
I'm very well, and I'm very, very happy that we're back with our monthly shows after the Christmas break to see my FineLiquids family community here together. And we have Mike on board as well, very unique guy. So yeah, looking forward to it. And it's just nice to see you all again.
And here, directly next to me from Japan, Mrs. Ruriko Suzuki. Ruriko, how are you? How is Japan? Oh, come back.
Hi, every 皆さん、こんにちは。日本の鈴木瑠璃子です。日本は、今、朝の7時です。7 a.m. Good morning.
Good morning, konnichiwa.
こんにちは。
Wow, 7 a.m. Very, very early, Ruriko. Thank you for being here.
Hold on, Pat. Last year it was me at 6 a.m.
And here, Los Angeles with the beautiful hat. This is Mr. Justin Takashi Glasscock. Hello to Los Angeles.
Hello, everyone. It's been almost 2 months. It's really great to be back in the show. And this from December, we have Mike as part of the team now. So this is getting very exciting how big the community is growing.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So what's up today? What are we doing today? Today, we decided to do a live stream together with, oh my God, I think our computers are having several problems. I hope that you can hear us. What about connection? Can you hear us?
It's cutting in and out slightly, but carry on.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should improve.
Okay, we just try to do that show. Okay.
The show must go on.
It's the time we try to bring the show from the warehouse in our warehouse here in Heidelberg. So please, sometimes it may be a little bit difficult, but we try to do our very best. So today we will have a very, very special water from Germany, and this water is called Gerolsteiner in German, spelled Gerolsteiner. All right. So and we decided we decided to take that water because of one topic. We thought that everybody of us can access that water, and it's available in the country. So is that right? Is it available over? Milan, what are you doing?
For me, it's accessible to everyone, but if it wasn't for FineLiquids, I would not have these bottles here in the UK.
Okay.
We do not have Gerolsteiner here. I wish we did, but I'm very fortunate that I do, and thank you, Pat, for arranging for this water in the UK at the Fine Liquid Water Boutique in London as well. It's on the shelves. So,
All right, good to know.
yeah.
You know, when we prepared for the show, I tagged several international Gerolsteiner Instagram accounts. There was USA, there was Canada, there was, I think, Saudi Arabia, there was South Korea, stuff like that. So hopefully, they will decide to bring the water to officially in the future. I don't know. So we are working on that.
Yeah, and it was very nice that Gerolsteiner Germany, the official, gave our posts and videos a nice like. So
Yeah,
thank you out there, Gerolsteiner. We really do appreciate it. Cheers.
yeah, really. So what about Japan? Ruriko, you have those bottles of Gerolsteiner here next to you. I think it's peak, right? So for you that water is accessible.
ゲロサイナーは比較的日本では手に入りやすいですか？
はい、ですね、ゲロルシュタイナーは、2000年の最初ぐらいから多分日本に輸入されて販売されています。そして今日は日本のオーディエンスに残念なお知らせをしなくてはなりません。ゲロルシュタイナーの正規代理店での輸入販売が今年の3月31日で終了することになりました。私はゲロルシュタイナーがとても大好きで愛飲している愛好家、愛飲家なので、とても残念に思っています。
So she said that Gerolsteiner has been imported to Japan since early 2000s. But there's been a really sad news that Rico needs to report to the Japanese audience. As of starting, or probably towards the end of the March, Gerolsteiner won't be distributing the water to Japan anymore.
So they stopped
which
that.
is really sad, especially Rico is a really, really huge fan of this water.
Some fun facts about Gerolsteiner. 1888, they first found the source. By 1890, they were exporting overseas, all the way as far as Australia. So they know what they're doing. The people want more.
You are very, very informed. So, but actually, I think we have a trend keeping the sources, the springs, in the home countries. When you look at what other big brands are doing, other big brands still are stopping their distribution channels to other countries. So a thing that is just with Gerolsteiner. Other big brands are still doing that. And what I want to say is Gerolsteiner, maybe they will quit their export to Japan, but all in all, it's maybe the biggest brand in Germany with the most sales since years now, more than 3-4 years with the most sales, I think.
Yeah. It's the water with the most sponsoring account in sports and TV.
And they are not only popular in Germany, but they are popular all across the world. But it's a trend that brands are keeping their water in the country. And maybe for the environment and for the entire planet, it's not the baddest decision to do that. So
shall we talk about why Gerolsteiner is so popular in Germany?
yeah, let's do that. If you want, but before we open that case, just let me ask Justin. Justin, how accessible is Gerolsteiner to you in Los Angeles?
You know what? It's super accessible. You can get at the Trader Joe's, which is one of the big market that's around US, California. We can get at Whole Foods. It's really accessible anywhere you can think of. So that's why it's really I'm really thankful because I'm also a huge fan of the water too.
I find that very interesting, Justin, that it's so accessible, because I know some of the stores that you've mentioned just there. Would you get it in like Ralph's or Publix or those types of stores?
I noticed a few locations they do.
They do. Wow.
Yeah, and it's actually not that expensive too.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I find it's really hitting the mainstream supermarkets and also the upper scale supermarkets for those ones that are into the health and well-being, like a Whole Foods.
Yeah, so I'm seeing both sceneries.
Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Right.
All right.
I am thirsty.
Yeah, I am thirsty too. So we're going with the sparkling version, I think.
So that would be the Sprudel.
Yeah,
Sprudel, yes, it's Sprudel. So in Germany we say Sprudel.
Sprudel.
Sprudel is sparkling.
Whoa. Energy. I love the energy.
Ooh.
みんなガラスボトル。 みんな
Yep.
ガラスボトルなのね。
Is everyone's glass? Is it glass bottle?
Yes, glass.
Okay.
You
日
know,
本はペットボトルです。
we will show you some bottles from Germany, and this one here is the actual gastronomic glass bottle, and we have here some stars inside the glass. And
Yes,
the bottle,
I have this.
yes, and the bottle itself is very clear and very, very unique. But on the label, there is, I think, a little information. So I think if they put some more stuff on the back side, they would have a more clear label on the front. But all in all, I really love the bottle. So, and
It's
I think
amazing
all,
from
I think
when
all,
they
all,
started.
I think all around the planet we have several glass design bottles right now, and during the end of the show we will show you some of the bottles you can access in Germany.
And Justin, you will
Yeah,
only
actually,
have plastic. Justin, your bottle is in
actually, I
PET.
do have glass. I don't think I've seen plastic bottles in the U.S. market yet. If anyone here in the U.S. Saw a plastic bottle, please let me know. Also, just so you know, Ruriko mentioned that Ruriko-san, do we have glass bottles in Japan market? 日本ではグラスボトルって売ってますか？
日本ではペットボトルの 500ml と、それから1リットルのサイズのみの販売です。ガラスボトルは売られていません。
Oh, so in Japan, they only sell PET bottles, one for 500 milliliters and another one's for 1 liter. So no glass bottles in Japan.
All right, so
And it's amazing from the transition. Just amazing from the transition from back in the days of the clay bottles all the way now to the transparent glass through the history of Gerolsteiner. I was noticing the different bottle shapes over the years. It's pretty cool. It really is, but very classic in design. So cheers.
I think Justin will only have a bottle. This is not like in Germany.
Yeah, I don't think so. I was actually surprised because so Gerolsteiner, so there's several types of springs.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think we only sell one type. So
I think before let us have a sip together, okay?
Cheers.
cheers.
Cheers,
To the new
everybody.
year.
Cheers to the entire planet. So before we are about the taste of sparkling version of Gerolsteiner, I think I have to say Gerolsteiner is one of the biggest export mineral waters of Germany at all. So Gerolsteiner is exported to around 35 countries around the globe, including USA, Japan, and South Korea, as I already mentioned. And all in all, what I really love about the brand is they are committed to keep the environment, keep the forest in good condition, and talking about that. And Milan and I, we spoke very much about Don.mg and what they are doing with their app inside the App Store. Highly recommend download the app of Don.mg. But in Germany, we have a thing, it's called Mineralienrechner. And Mineralienrechner does compare several mineral waters with Gerolsteiner. And so you can see how many minerals does this water have and how minerals does this water have. But the point is that Gerolsteiner is talking about minerals. They are talking about minerals, about mineral composition, and in their IG or Facebook account, they are talking to the audience about what they can do for the environment. And before I gave the words back to you internationally, there is one thing. The Gerolstein is over 1,000 years old, and the brand itself is just around 132 years old. So it's a very established brand in Germany, and it's owned by the Bitburger Brewery. So this is a bottling company for beer. You know, a beer company is owning the biggest mineral water brand in Germany. So I think this is very awesome to know. But last year in July, we had that flood in Germany. I think you will remind that because we had actually we had a show directly there, and Gerolstein in the Vulkaneifel, in the Eifel in Rheinland-Pfalz, and the flood were already there in Rheinland-Pfalz, and Gerolsteiner had to stop the production of the water because of the flood. And this is something in Germany never would be imagined. Nobody imagined that something like that, this could happen at all. And then they had to stop it. This was not the big fault. The big fault was that people died in that flood. And you know, we're in Germany, everything is working well, infrastructures are working well. And then we had a flood like that. And I think this was surprisingly for Gerolsteiner too. So all in all, we made it. We are through with it. So many people are still working on the issues from the flood since now, because it's not through at all. But Gerolsteiner is doing his own job on that. And all in all, I think for a major brand of a country like Germany, Gerolsteiner does everything well for the environment, for the people, for education, and they are trying things out. So they are together with bigger pop stars, stuff like that. And so I think there is nothing we really can criticize about that. And now that we have that first sip, I really have to tell you, I am so in love with my waters in my warehouse, so that I really don't drink Gerolsteiner as often as maybe other people think. So what about you? What do you think about Gerolsteiner in Germany, Mike?
Gerolsteiner is one of the most famous waters, also in my supermarket. And they have 2 or 3 different springs for the water. So the last 2 or 3 years, they switched. Bottles of PET will get less, and glass is coming up. They have new cases.
Cool.
New cases, yeah.
New cases with 6 bottles of water from 1 liter for each bottle, and I think it's the best way for the water.
Yeah, and it's a brand. on moving from PET to glass.
Yep.
And when you see a trend like this in a major brand like Gerolsteiner, this is good for the whole industry of that. Yeah.
Very good. That's an interesting fact that they're pushing the boundary into glass rather than the PET,
Yeah.
which is cool. But you have very good infrastructure for recycling and deposit in Germany.
Yeah.
And I wish we had this in the UK. I really do, because it works so well. And I got to experience it for nearly 2 years in Denmark, where it worked. So very good.
So Millen, I told you that Steiner is having two springs. So the new one is a health spring with a health mineral water. It's a new one. And I have taken some from my supermarket to show you. The plastic bottle is 1 liter, 12 bottles in a case, and it's only for €6. And
Wo hast
Wow.
du das Heilwasser hin? Wo ist das Heilwasser? Das hier. Ah, hier. Wow. This is Heilwasser, health water. The very new invention of Gerolsteiner. This is what you're talking about, Mike.
Yeah. And this is natural in the glass bottle for 6 of each case, or feinperlig, medium.
Feinperlig means a little bit like effervescent. Something under medium, effervescent.
Yeah. Here, medium carbonation, and this is in plastic. It's the single bottle of plastic from the case, and you see natural is written much bigger than the other ones.
And what does that mean?
Yeah, that means in Germany, from the mineral law, that it's another spring. If the spring is another one, like the name of the firm, so you have to put it 1.5 bigger than the name of the firm, of the concern.
Wow.
So all in all, it's the same region. Gerolstein is sourcing the water from the same region, but they have several sources, several springs. And the sparkling one really is the sparkling one, which already has a natural carbonization. And the natural one without carbonization comes from another place.
Yep.
Fantastic. Justin, do you mind asking Rico what is her experience or her thoughts about Gerolsteiner?
Is this more about the taste side, or is it more what
her feel? What you mentioned the name. What synergy does occur with us?
ルリコさんはジェロスタイナーの、テイスティング、もちろんそうですが、全体としてどう思ってますか？
ゲロルシュタイナーは、ですね、まずスプリューデルについてはミネラルがとても豊富で、そのミネラルの味はするんですが、天然炭酸とのバランスがすごく良くて、一つのなんて言うんでしょうね、ジュースじゃないですけれども、非常に飲みやすいっていうのが一番しっくりくるのかな。もうとにかく、日々いつも飲んでいたいお水ですね。で、ミディアムとそれからナチュラルは、私はドイツのゲロルシュタイナーの工場に見学をしたことがあるんですけれども、その時に初めて飲んで、どちらもバランスの良いお水だと思いました。で、ミディアムの炭酸よりも私はどちらかといえばスプリューデルの方が炭酸とのミネラルのバランスがとてもいいなと思いました。
ちなみにアメリカは1種類しかないので、ちょっと僕の知識不足になるんですけど、スプルーデルが天然炭酸水
スプリューデル、そうです。スプリューデルもミディアムも天然炭酸だと私は認識しているんですけど、違うのかしら、マイク。
Oh, her question. So Sprudel is the natural sparkling, right? And the medium, is that also naturally carbonated or is that added carbonation?
Das ist alles normal, oder?
Alles normal, ja.
It's all naturally.
Yep.
Okay, it's all natural. 全部天然炭酸。
はい。
Okay, so for the Sprudel, so that one, she really likes the balance of the carbonization and the taste. She just loves everything about the balance. That's one of the reasons she consumes this, religiously. And she actually went to the actual factory when she was in Germany.
Oh wow.
So she was able to taste the was it the medium and the low. So, and she actually enjoyed both of them too.
And I think that's the beauty of it. Like, if you do get the opportunity to visit the source, majority of the sources always have a nice, beautiful area to pay homage to where the water's coming from. So, very good. And Justin, what is your experience? What are your thoughts? What's your relationship with Gerolsteiner?
Well, I think it's funny. Every person that I introduced to this water,
As a good water sommelier,
with especially my dad. Every sparkling water that I introduced to him, he always say Gerolsteiner is his favorite.
yeah.
So I definitely tell that like a lot of people around me really enjoys the balance of the sparkling. And me personally, what I thought interesting about this water is the amount of bubbles. It's like so loud. It's like it's not about, I don't know. There's like so much things going on in this water, and it's just so much fun to drink. And that's kind of one of my experience. And definitely it's affordable. So if I want to visit my friend and if I want to bring something, Gerolsteiner is always kind of one of my to-go water to bring to the party. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a water that helps you stay in the moment at a party, no doubt.
Exactly. And not very many people knows about waters, so it's really good water to introduce to crowds.
Fantastic. Very,
Yeah.
very good. I think for myself, I would summarize this fantastic German water very simply: energy. You drink this water, automatically the minerals within this, my brain, my body are like, wow, can I have some more? I feel very uplifted straight away, even from the carbonation on the mouthfeel. Straight away, it is bouncing up and down and it wakes you up. But then also that richness of the calcium and magnesium, I find this really, really satisfying just here on my palate. And it's like, I feel quenched, and I've had a very long week. It's 10 p.m. in the UK. Pat and I have been, back and forth with water aid tastings in a room full of ladies and tasting water and just a busy, hectic lifestyle. And I've just sit this with my community here, and I just feel energized, just pure energy. It's like I'm fueling my body. You put high performance fuels in your car. This is what it feels like. Hence why a bit of a German homage here, the Nürburgring.
Nürburgring.
That's what Gerolsteiner genuinely means to me. Energy. I feel good if it's a hard day, after exercise, the taste. It's like a meal. It's like a meal, this water. So yeah, and just final word from me. I love what they've done on the app. So to the audience there, you can download the Gerolsteiner app. And what they have done is compared Gerolsteiner with, I think, about 500 other brands. So you can compare the mineral composition, which for me, I think is absolutely awesome. And as a sommelier, there's brands on that list I've not even heard from. So they've done their homework. So cheers. Thank you, Gerolsteiner. Very good.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. And can you tell me the name of the app one more time, Melon?
Yeah, it's, if you go on to say App Store, and you just go mineral waters, and it will come up with the Gerolsteiner app, and then they do another one for fitness. But Mike's going to be giving me German lessons very soon, so I can visit that app.
So if you go to Wassersommelier lessons to Germans, so they will tell you about this app from Gerolsteiner, and you can have a look for it, and it's really good.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, we will give the link for the apps down inside the YouTube clip in the next few days, so everybody can access to that apps. And what I think, what is really a topic we should talk about is we are a global community, and I think there is no community like we are in water, because we are connected with a core from us, like we are here now. And last time we had Marko Gajc from Slovenia, and we had Martin Riese from LA and Hamburg too, and we had Mr. Doran Binder from Craig, and so we have several satellites around the community. And what I want to add to the discussion right now is that Gerolsteiner is a water I grew up with. So I was very used to that water and to the taste of that water. So the taste of Gerolsteiner for me is very normal-like and not very interesting. So when I listen to you, I think, oh my God, what experiences does people around the globe do with that major water from Germany? And then I get my next sip and I think, yeah, they are right. So I'm just used to that water. So understand, what do they tell about energy, about big bubbles, the amount of bubbles, and then you can get into a new experience what are used to. And so sometimes I'm talking about waters which are boring me. And you know, when I get a water from Chile or when I get a water from New Zealand, I'm very excited and surprised about the water. But on the other hand, it's the same to you when you get a water from Germany. And this is what it is all about.
Yeah.
Water is in itself a very, very precious experience. And this is what your son told me this week in his first water sommelier clip you sent me over. And he said, water is so precious. And I got goosebumps.
Yes.
I heard that, you know?
Yeah.
And so when you think you to experience, please be open-minded and come back to
Definitely.
first experience. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just wanted to share one of the experiences of friendship with Gerolsteiner. Okay. I know it sounds crazy, but I made an amazing friend. His name is Darren Mahoney, and he's from Ireland. He would leave Ireland to travel to the Facebook campus in Odense in Denmark, but he had to stop off at Frankfurt. And he would purchase some bottles for me from Frankfurt, put them in his bag, and we were staying together in Denmark in Odense. And through Gerolsteiner, him just bringing me this special gift, we remain good friends. And he even says the same thing. When he first tried this water, he was like, oh my God, wow, energy. So, and we're still in contact. So, Darren, if you're out there listening, cheers.
So let me something say will translate. I hope so.
I hope so too.
Der Vorteil bei Gerolsteiner ist, dass es eben vulkanisch ist. Also Vulkaneifel. Und die ganze Erde da unten, die da sich bewegt, die ganzen Mineralien, die freigesetzt werden und die Kohlensäure durch die Hitze einfach da dazukommt, das ist das Besondere an Gerolsteiner. Und die haben so viel Kohlensäure da unten, dass sie das aber eben auch noch zusätzlich an andere Brunnen verkaufen. So your part.
Oh, I'm very I can't translate that. So sometimes I'm very afraid, oh my God, can I translate that? But now I really can do that. So let me tell you what Mike just said. In Gerolstein is a water that comes from the bottom of an old volcano, okay?
Yeah.
And as we know from volcanoes, the carbonation is natural. But at the main source of Gerolsteiner sprudel, we have that much carbonization that it's too much for Gerolsteiner itself. So Gerolsteiner, the brand, is still selling their carbonization to the natural one to other brands so that they can carbon their with the carbonization, with the sparkling, they had too much. So, and this is really special about that. And what makes the water as fresh and as unique as it is, and I think the clearliness and the freshness in combination kind of bubbles is what is all about in Gerolsteiner. When I met the guys who were talking for Gerolsteiner at Provine in Düsseldorf 2 years ago, they told me that this is natural, and I never know that before. I never know the concept before. You know, sometimes it's the first time when you realize, oh my God, this is a natural thing. I did not know that before. And then he said, we have so much that we have to put it out, and then we have to give it back to the water for the sprudel, for the medium.
Yes.
So this is how it works.
Yep. So it's measured. It's the measured carbonation. Quick question for Rico. Like in Japan, there's volcanic areas or thermals. Is there a water that even compares to Gerolsteiner in Japan?
日本にはゲロスタイナーのような、お水ってありますか？
ミネラルが多く含まれたハイミネラルのお水はありません。ただ、天然の炭酸水は、一つ二つブランドはあります。
So she hasn't met any water like Gerolsteiner in Japan. However, there are few natural carbonated water.
Yeah. So it's very, very unique.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah. At least I've been drinking a lot of water too for myself, but I don't think I came across to something very similar to this water too. It is. I think it's a really special water.
So should we touch on food pairings?
Sure. ルリコさん、ゲロスタイナーはどのようにペアリングしますか？
はい。ゲロルシュタイナーはシンプルな牛肉のステーキと、それから塩のちょっと効いたポテトと合わせたいと思います。それはガラスボトルでダイニングとしていただくときの場合です。で、日本ではペットボトルが流通しているので、もっとカジュアルなシーンで利用していただきたいと私は常々思っています。例えば牛肉 100% のハンバーガーだったり、味の濃いピッツァ、味の濃いチーズを使ったピザだったり、もっとファストフードとコラボレーションしても良いと思っています。なぜなら、ゲロルシュタイナーには、重炭酸塩が多く含まれていて、消化を助ける働きがありますので、それらとの組み合わせは体にとっても良いと思っています。
Very nice. So if it's at the fine table scenery, she recommends like a simple steak, like
Yep.
beef steak. Like potatoes will go very well too. But in Japan, Gerolsteiner is sold in plastic bottles. So she want to recommend her Japanese audience to pair with something that's more casual, like hamburgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially it's good because Gerolsteiner has a really high bicarbonate, so which helps with the digestion. So,
Yeah. And the sulfate levels, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely that mineral would help.
I think for me, Gerolsteiner and the traditional British fish and chips. Simple, nice, goes together. The crispiness of the fish, fried chips, lots of vinegar. She's a winner.
Classic, man. Yeah,
It's interesting. It's interesting for me because with every show and with every new experience of pairing, I understand more and more what you're doing. Actually, I try at home when I am cooking what really works and what does not work. And sometimes I'm really excited about, wow, that worked now. And so this is something very special for me, coming into the experience of pairing.
Ja, ich sehe es auch so, dass mit Fleisch und Kartoffeln, das funktioniert einwandfrei. Ja, auch mit Hamburger finde ich eine klasse Idee. Oder auch bittere Salate, ja, die man dann mitgehen kann. Was ich wenig finde, ich weiß nicht, wie es bei euch ist, mit Fruchtsäften. Da ist Gerolsteiner nicht so unbedingt für mich jetzt das Ideale, weil es einfach zu kräftig, zu hoch mineralisiert ist und da einfach vom Saft her da zu viel Einfluss nimmt.
Mike completely agrees to your thoughts about comparing or pairing the water with steaks and with potatoes and with hamburgers regarding to the kind of bottle design, stuff like that. He also added now, was hast du gesagt?
Salate.
Salad, yes. Just Gerolsteiner with salad, a very good pairing. But what he thinks what really does not work is bringing a Gerolsteiner together with fruit juice, because the majority of sparkling and presence of the water would not really fit to a fruit juice. Yeah.
So if you like to take apart, probieren,
try out.
To try out is Rhabarber. What is Rhabarber?
What is Rhabarber? Oh, I think we have to put this under the video. I don't know what Rhabarber is at all.
Do you know Rhabarber?
Rhubarb?
No. He's looking for. If you take this water, Gerolsteiner strudel with Rhabarber.
Rhubarb. It's called rhubarb.
Like the fruit.
Yeah, the fruit.
Like it's red.
Yeah.
Rhubarb. Yeah, so, okay. Yep.
Dann hat er eine komplett trübe Rhabarberscholle. Ja, die sich auch noch absetzt von den Mineralien her. Und wenn er das eben jetzt mit Radius 99 machen würde, wäre es eine ganz klare, tolle Rhabarberscholle.
Und wenn
von der Optik her. Und wenn das mit Gerolsteiner macht, ist es trüb und setzt sich auch von den Mineralien her ab. Da hast du dann zwei Schichten drauf.
Yeah. Okay, what Mike just said is when you are bringing water and fruit juice together, yeah, depending on what kind of fruit juice you are working with. So when you are working with rhubarb juice into a Gerolsteiner, it will get a bit of fallout on the bottom. Yeah? But with a clear water like Radius 99, it's just a very clear and very tasteful mixture. So, but this will not work with Gerolsteiner.
Ah, understood. Yep.
Hmm.
Okay, so rhubarb and Gerolsteiner is a big no-no.
Yeah,
Okay.
a big no-no.
That's something new.
I like that. I really do. Okay. Is our time up? Do we have to go? Can we stay and talk?
Dylan, when I said we have to look that we get it into 45 minutes, I did not thought about that 45 minutes will disappear in that kind of short time. What happened? What happened to that? I think we just
As
started
they
that show.
say, time flies when you're having fun.
Oh my God.
It
So,
does.
so
It
it's
does.
awfully,
It does.
it's awfully. Come on.
But
Is there something you want to add, community? Is there something you want to add to that special Gerolsteiner German water?
First.
なんか最後に一言。
最後とそれはゲルシュタイナーを簡単に購入できなくなるというのが私はこれからとても残念です。でゲロルシュタイナーはハンバーガーとピザにもカジュアルなシーンでいいですよってお話ししましたけれども、レモネードを作るのにも私は最高だと思っています。それはゲロルシュタイナーに行った時にレモネードのゲロルシュタイナーをボトルで製品化されているのを飲みまして、苦味ともう酸味、酸っぱさというのが非常にバランスが良くて美味しかった。なので、そうした飲み物にもゲロルシュタイナーは使えるので、世界中の皆さんにゲロルシュタイナーを楽しんでいただいて、健康のためにもたくさんミネラルを取り入れていただきたいなと思っています。
Okay, so first off, too bad Gerolsteiner is not going to be available in Japan very soon. However, what she really recommends is make, I'll say mocktailing with lemonade.
Ooh.
So when she went to Germany, she bought these flavored Gerolsteiner that has a lemon flavor, and she just loved the balance of the the bitterness, the sweetness, like everything was coming together. And so since then, she sometimes make lemonade Gerolsteiner. So that's what she really recommends to
I like that.
us.
I like that combination, definitely, with the big bubbles as well. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. And
Yeah,
and yourself, John?
Yeah, no, I definitely have to try that for myself. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I think for me, very simply, it's a beautiful water, and Gerolsteiner, you hydrate the FineLiquids community's imagination. This water is awesome. And just putting it out there, we do have this water now in central London at the FineLiquids Water Boutique. So thank you, Mr. Pat Eckhart, for making it happen. And we would love your support for the British, the Londoners, to experience this. It's a multicultural place where we live, and once they have a sip of Gerolsteiner, it changes the hearts and minds, and it does everybody a world of good drinking this water and appreciating what comes from the region. So please support us if you can.
Maik, willst du noch was loswerden zu Gerolsteiner?
Gutes Wasser, leckeres Wasser, einzigartig in seiner Art und Weise. Und was Toriko gesagt hat, mit den Limonaden, die sind in Deutschland auch am Kommen und immer wieder andere Geschmacksrichtungen und machen gute Arbeit. Und ich bin froh, dass durch die Flut der Brunnen keinen Schaden genommen hat.
Yeah, that's right. So what Mike just said is, yes, Rico, so we see that trend of increasing laminates and tea stuff.
Yep.
And so Mike said, thank you, Gerolsteiner, for a very good job on a very good water. It's very tasteful and unique in itself. And yeah, from that perspective, I just can agree with that words. And there is a great that the sourcing plant is not being damaged in at all through the flood, because imagine if the flood damaged these bottling plant, it would be stopped for months and years. So thanks that this did not happen. So, and what can I'm thankfully for having the FineLiquids community, because we're doing this now for nearly 1 year, and I'm really honored that you are inside of that. So when we are scheduling a new date, you are in, and you are taking yourself time. And I know it's hard for Ruriko, it's 7 a.m. in the morning, and for us it's 11 p.m. shortly before going to bed. So it's not really easy to do that. And I'm very thankful therefore. And now for 2022, not everybody will be part of it in every date, but what we are doing is bringing water to a new level, and not in an arrogant way, but in a very human and attractive way, to give people a new perspective on water. And this is what we are working about. It's not about the brand itself, it's about water and about the understanding of water. And I'm very honored that we are all doing this together. And so thank you for this very first show in 2022. Hopefully we will have a lot of good shows. And before we come to an end, let's have a small outlook, because now we are struggling with which brand should we take next. And so the outlook will be, sorry audience, it's a surprise. We are not through with our decisions, because there are so many options we like to discuss with each other. And when we are through with it, you will get it on Facebook, you will get it on Instagram. And so stay tuned, and yeah, have a nice time. Stay safe, stay lucky, and yeah, that's it from our side here in Germany. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Come to the source, restrain life, find satisfaction. Yeah, that's right. Go with the flow, enter the stage. Hello, it's showtime.